weekend. Quite a surprise it is too, with 22-year-old Dara O'Mahony winning his second cap on the right wing. There was some debate about the halfbacks, but Eric Elwood and Niall Hogan get the vote. Brendan Mullen is the most capped player. He wins his 55th cap today, and he won his first cap exactly 10 years before his centre partner, Jonathan Bell. France have been forced to make several changes from the team which started in that thrilling match against Scotland. They lost Guy Akosabari and Philippe Benetton with injuries, so Aubin Weber comes in at scrum half, and the veteran Marc Sessillon continues at number 8. Otherwise, they've stuck to the combination which began last season with such high expectations and is only now beginning to find its true form. The Irish, good start for Ireland because that hasn't gone 10 metres, and unless there's a big advantage, and although Neil Francis is trying to creep away down the wing, they'll be called back because the whistle's gone for a scrum on halfway. Refereeing. That was Benazi going in early on Neil Francis, and Ireland have a chance with just a minute and a half gone. Very high. So here we go. They're cheering from that side. It looks good. Great start for Ireland. Eric Elwood on target, and he'll feel much better about that one. Recovering his true form. This is what's dangerous for the Irish, and that has to be a penalty. Still coming back into defence. If he hadn't interfered with play there, he wouldn't have been offside. Up go the flags, and the scores are level again after 6 minutes. Ireland's gone nearly far enough forward. Paddy Johns getting through on it, but he knocked forward. France have control in any case. Back it goes to Delot. And he slices his kick, but at more time, David Corkery. Now Elwood going for position, looking for getting behind them. It's going to go dead. He's looking for that touch in the corner. Think it's in his range? No, he doesn't. But Conor O'Shea does. The fullback stepping forward. No, Elwood has decided, I'm feeling good today. In fact, they decided not to go for goal at all. Elwood is going to make touch. Puts one in behind the French. Saint-André has to chase back. It's a lovely little kick. All he can do is run it into touch. For Nigel Carr, he could hardly have expected to make a better touch if he'd taken the kick direct himself.
No, it was a difficult position right in the centre of the pitch. It was a very long touch kick, but really using her head. Now that's something we'll have to do a wee bit more in line-outs and from loose play, catching the French off guard and pushing one down to a good position close to the corner.
Terry Kingston, that's Olivier Roumat. Kingston with the throw. France has got the touch, but it wasn't good. And back it comes. Weber out to Delot under pressure from Bell, but he got the kick away. And it suddenly bounces nastily for Conor O'Shea. Clever little chip and run from him. And he's grabbed Sadouni too. Good play from... Nice little ball there to Dara O'Mahony. The youngster on the right wing, and a penalty to Ireland. They got something going and the French tried to kill it.
Yes, it's good play from the Irish. In the games they've had so far, we really haven't seen them use their backline to any...
Is it inside? Yes, it is, off the post. But it goes in and that's all that counts. And he's certainly striking it better. Right to Sessillon. Morris, and the touch judge's flag has gone out. He spotted some sort of foul play. Penalty given initially by Ed Morrison against the Irish for going through, but Ian Rogers, the South African touch judge, has his flag in. He wants to discuss this quietly with the touch judge. I certainly didn't see anything, but Ian Rogers was right on the spot. And in fact, it's against the Irish scrum half, Niall Hogan. And a penalty to France. The original decision. 18 minutes gone, and he's on target. Lacroix just strokes it through the middle. There's a confidence about that kick which we haven't seen from him in the last couple of seasons. He's obviously right back on song. He's in the ruck. And a penalty immediate to Ireland. A great restart, Nigel.
Yes, it was a perfect kick, well tapped down, I think, by Neil Francis originally to Nick Popplewell there and shot. And again, that is nearly what he is best at. He's got good hands, and he drove on there with Gary Halpin beside him, giving him the opportunity for the Irish to drive over the top. It was the French hands that stopped the ball being released, and that gives Ireland a great opportunity. But we're starting.
And it's good again. Eric Elwood right on form. Up go the Irish arms. Just getting those vital few yards through the middle. Deslo chipping it through. That was a good bit of football. Not exactly what the French intended, but a good little... Oh, he can't drop the goal. He can't the first time. He still turns back and tries to do it, but was well wide.
It's a fine attempt there, but...
Much room in the line. Through comes Sedani. And McBride getting in there to stop them getting it back, and that time it was illegal, so scrum to France. Dangerous position right in front of the post inside the 22.
It is, they have the options of going either right or left, or in fact a drop goal from that position as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Deslo having another attempt at the drop goal.
Going right, missing out the outside half altogether. The little chip, and it worked perfectly. It bounced just inside the touchline, a different bounce, and that man, Terry, almost through, and he just couldn't quite get the pass away inside to Ntamak. Hell, pulling the man back without the ball. I think Ireland could feel a little aggrieved there, because that throw wasn't straight. Yes, he's on target as well. 6 out of 6 so far. Lacroix puts it to Sella, he hoists it. Beautifully taken. And now France looking dangerous. Deslo, Lacroix, Santandrea was across. And the Irish diving in panic. And just as they do the tease. And this time he's missed. Just moved. To Deslo, and Ntamak beats one, beats two. Popplewell gets him. And the scrum goes to France in a very dangerous position in front of the kicker and being penalised. Now they're against the wind. Well, he's certainly got the distance. Great kick. Tremendous kick. He changed the trajectory completely and really lowered that one forwards. He ought to be a great kicker. He's played soccer and Gaelic football for Galway. And at Irish. Now through the middle, the big man. The hooker, Gonzalez. Deslo. And he surely can't miss that. He has an unbelievable option. He's very lucky because referee Ed Morrison is saying the Irish were offside. I find that quite surprising. I'm not so sure there was ever a ruck or maul set up there. There was tackle and lay back, but Ed deciding that there was ruck and maul, and Deslo, if he'd got the drop goal over, would have been forgiven, but it was a superb position for an attempt at a try, Steve.
It certainly was. He must have had a two-man overlap, and in the end of the overlap was Ntamak, and as we know, he can run them in from anywhere. Deslo, really bad decision-making, and even in the end, it was a bad drop goal.
Good support. Ruma showing that he can run too. Benazi, and at last the ball knocked down by Gagan. Paddy John. Little knock forward by the French, and Ireland getting a scrum they desperately needed. Those are ominous signs for them, Steve.
Yes, they are. France look very, very dangerous when they win those rucks and mauls, especially as we saw.
And Ireland have got to be very aware here, or suddenly those French forwards are going to break off that maul and explode forwards. Instead, they release it. Poor pass, but Ntamak, he sets it back. That was perfectly legal. Getting in there really well was Corkery. And The French, for once, really lacking commitment at the breakdown. Contest, Elwood against Mel. Hogan getting his man down. Rumac coming through at pace. Session. Out from Armery. Saint-André trying to change the line of attack. This is very dangerous for Ireland. They go blind again. Sadouni almost through. And the Irish, in the end, giving away the inevitable penalty. Gareth Halpin hadn't got that, way offside. The 300-point barrier for France. And he slots that one home. You can always tell when a kicker immediately bends down to pick up his tee that he's very happy with the kick.
The defence was off the ball. The French were being obstructed.
Yes, it's good. What a kick. Great strike from Lacroix. As smooth as you'll see. O'Shea has to make the tackle. Ruma. Driving, in goes Benazi. And a great ball for the French. They turn it this way to Merle. And Ireland get the relief. That was just a little bit conservative from the French. Instead of spinning it one, Ireland have turned it around and they'll get the put in again. And Ireland going to be under that pressure again. This time they've got it much more stable. And a good little kick from Niall Hogan.
Yes, well done, Ireland. Showed a lot of
Self that time. Session driving for all his work towards the line, 6 or 7 meters short. And France had the put in. And there's certainly a lot more dynamism about the French forward play suddenly. The Irish down to 7 because McBride standing off, but they held him beautifully. Session drives eventually. Good work by the Irish.
That's great.
And creased in half. Good tackling by the Irish. They come up with the ball. And Sella. Back it comes to Delo. Session knocks on.
Out, the French are topping. We must drive through and spoil their possession, both in the scrums as well. We saw another occasion where the control at the base of the French scrum is poor. We must try and move their scrum about, disrupt Session at number 8 and let Niall Hogan get an opportunity to spoil that pass back. There is still enough opportunities for the Ireland to get into it, but they must stay up in the French half.
Oh, and he's pushed it wide. The first poor kick from Eric Elwood, he didn't follow through, didn't hit it with the same sort of conviction as he's hit the others. He just tried. Morrison, a gentle warning, I think, there. I don't think that was a caution. Lacroix immediately signalling he'll go for goal. Coming up to half an hour gone. On target, sneaks it inside the near post, and Ian Rogers, the South African touch judge, is so anxious to get his flag up. He collided with the ball. So 21-12. So a penalty again to France, and they'll happily take it. Yes, it's just there, another great kick from Lacroix. Everybody were looking very hard, but it crept inside the post and over the bar. So now, France really putting daylight between them and Ireland. Sadouni, the tackling still there though. Sella trying to keep the move alive. Delo going back inside, again making the wrong decision. Session rescuing it, they push it on again, they've still got men wide, there's an overlap there, but Delo now losing the ball on the scrum to Ireland. Now can France finish off in style with a try? Weber back between his legs. Delo looking inside, the pass goes inside to the captain, Saint-André. And Saint-André goes over for the try which absolutely settles this quarter-final.
In fairness, it was no less than the French really deserved. Their play through the forwards has been driving on, getting behind the Irish defence. Ireland haven't been able to put down these big men the way they'd like to with the first tackle. They're Delo giving it on and driving. We're trying to get people down by the legs, but the pass is always going away to Saint-André. A deserved try.
The man who had a hand in that try, which he'll be very quick, I'm sure, to remind people of. Little Christian Califano, the number 3. When I say little, that's only in height. It's almost 17 stone of him, but showing good hands there. Lacroix has kicked the conversion, and France now lead Ireland 31 points to 12. Right sneak in though, and Ireland have the put in. 43 minutes plus gone, but there's still time for the put in. Ireland need to get down quickly, and can they make something of this? Well, but the scrum is loose. Bell through to O'Shea coming back. Can Ireland get support there? That's what they've got to do. Yes, they do for once, but they've not got enough. And Untermack, try to France. I cannot see Brendan Mullen catching him. No, he's pacing him, running away from him. And into the corner goes Emile Untermack to just exaggerate the scoreline still further. One of those things that can always happen. And the Irish now, some of them literally on their knees.
Yes, Ireland obviously throwing caution to the wind, trying to get some consolation for the effort they put into this game. It was, I suppose, in some respects, when a ball was thrown from this ruck, we're trying to get Simon Gagan away in the wing. Intermac there really had an opportunity to come in on the intercept, and from that distance, although Brendan Mullen was gradually catching him, Intermac was never going to be caught and always likely to score. France have looked much more impressive now than they did in their early pool matches. They look like they could well, if they start to get their form together and start to cut down on mistakes, be a difficult side for anyone to beat in this competition.
Struck one but hits the post, and that must surely be it. Referee Ed Morrison blows the final whistle. 26 points to Terry Lacroix. 2 tries from the 2 wings, Emile Untermack and the captain Philippe Saint-André, and in the end it was a fairly routine victory for France. They'll have enjoyed that enormously because it means that they haven't got any huge injury problems to carry through into the semi-final.